magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
Super chat's a little early this time. How we all doing, everybody? It is the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday night main event. My name is Proto Man. This is the face that runs this place. This is the voice that you hear Monday to Friday. Sometimes a Saturday. Depends how the news is and stuff. Especially tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a big one. Giggity, how we all doing? It's been quite the week. Quite the week for the Proto Man HQ. We were on the Hasbro Q&A this week, and some good stuff. Some good stuff was done. Some good behind the scenes talking afterwards too. There was some private talks afterwards. Needless to say, the individuals of the Hasbro Pulse community of Evan and Mark and stuff will probably be showing up on this podcast in the future. So stay tuned for that. I don't know what we're going to work out because I want to do something that's a lot more thought-provoking than just, hey, Evan, could you tell us what the next toys are? Like, I want to do something that's a little more conversational, get to understand them and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. But let's get into the news. Again, thank you all for being here this evening. Got a lot to cover today. Some housekeeping with some of the news that we got recently, little updates here and there and everything, some new images. And then we'll just take some super chats for the rest of the evening. We actually got one from Joseph Ritter, which I'll get into in a moment, Joseph. I will jump into that. But yeah, so if you want to be like Joseph and super chat a question or a comment in relation to the news or something that's on your mind, just go right ahead and I will read it. And that'll be that. So I'll get into Joseph's question before we get into the news today. And we got a new subscriber too. Welcome, That's kind of, what is it? Corthanian Darkness. Welcome, Corthanian. So Joseph wants to know, do you think Hasbro is at risk of getting bought by a bigger company like Bandai or having pieces sold off to stay functional? Well, few things to take apart from that. Number one, Bandai doesn't have a presence anymore in the Western market. Bandai of America went away in 2017, 2015. So they're no longer, I don't want to say a threat, but they're no longer an issue in the American market anymore. Now Bandai does everything through Bluefin and stuff like that. Second thing, being bought out by another company, you know, people have to understand that as bad as Hasbro's stocks are, it's still more than Mattel, Jax, Spin Master. So yeah, they're low, but they're still not lower than some of the others. So those other companies couldn't buy them even if they wanted to. Could a third party company outside of, let's say, the toy world do it that has capital? Yeah, of course, you know, something like a Disney and stuff, but I don't think they will. I think it's just right. You know, the reality is if you look at how their stocks are right now, Hasbro, where they are right now, is pretty much where they were during the Unicron trilogy. So it's just the reality of finance and business is you can't constantly turn to your investors and go, we're going to double revenue. You can't do that forever. Those times when like 2007 happened, 2008, 2009, oh, hey, we're going to double revenue, double revenue, double revenue, double revenue. Sooner or later, you hit a wall and you got to go down. And there's outside elements, new CEO, a lot of bad decisions on the WotC side. But at the end of the day, I think they'll be fine when it's all said and done. And it's not me trying to shill for Hasbro. I mean, I criticize them just as much, and I'm very unfiltered with the mistakes that are made there too. So it's something where I wouldn't worry about it for Hasbro. And Bandai being a Japanese company, Hasbro's equivalency in Japan is Takara Tomy, and Takara Tomy is doing just fine. Takara Tomy is killing it over there in Japan. So it's something where I don't really see it being an issue. You know, I really don't. I mean, if anything, it's just going to shift focus on different products. There'll be less products and stuff like that, less risky kind of stuff, but that's about it really. We'll get into it more later today after we do the news and stuff, but that's kind of like the small version of it. Princess Phalanx 69, will Proto Man be taken over by a chat GPT? I saw one today. Someone did a AI of, I think it was Joe Rogan talking to some psychologist, and they were talking about Bionicle back and forth, and it was so good that it was scary. Like it was like Joe Rogan going like, "Oh, I think Tahu is the shit," you know? Like it was just like, "Oh man," like or something like that. It was so good though, and I was just going like, "Oh my god!" Like someone could easily just take all of this audio that we have here that I'm talking constantly. Now they could put words in my mouth if they want to. It's kind of crazy what it's going to be in the future. But just if you hear me say anything bad, anything, the worst stuff in the world, it's probably true. It's probably true. I probably did say it. So just to let you know now, it wasn't a chat. It wasn't an AI chat. I actually said it. I'll just say that now. But yeah, so let's get into the news. We'll jump into it, and then we'll take more super chats, the green chats, and everything too, and everything like that. And we'll just enjoy the rest of the evening, shall we? Got a lot to talk about. So again, of course, yeah, we had the Q&A. We had the Q&A that just passed. In case you noticed, both Evan and me are wearing the same shirts. Um, the Catnip Bravo, Catnip Convoy, Meowamus Prime, I think Ben referred to it as. I think it's Catnip Convoy, personally. That's my take. But yeah, so if you want that shirt, that's on symbiotestudios.com, not the plug, but that seems to be the new hot shirt to wear right now. So there's that. So yeah, so we had the Q&A that recently passed. There was a lot of good questions. I'm not going to go through it all. It was a 2-hour Q&A with all of the Hasbro crew there of Evan Brooks, Mark Mayer, Sam Smith, and Delaney and Ben from marketing. 2 hours. I didn't want to record it because there was other individuals there that I don't know if they wanted their privacy or not. A lot of these video chats, you see the background of their house and stuff like that. Some individuals that I know personally that were there that probably enjoy their privacy, so I didn't record it and I don't want to post it. So I just kind of gave a Cliff Notes version of it out of the respect to those individuals. I mean, I'm a public figure. You get to see all my craziness, but some people aren't. Some people enjoy their privacy, so I kind of want to respect that for them. Not everyone wants to have their face, online. But yeah, so the big thing, the big takeaway from that was, of course, this one here, which was the Jazz. So the big reveal, no one knew it was coming. We had no idea, no listings, no this, no that. This is a Target exclusive. That's going to be $24.99, 8 per case in a solid case, much like the Origin Bumblebee. That was also 8 per case of a solid case. A solid case means that every figure in that case is that one figure. So there's going to be plenty of that. And it's going to be shipping out April 2023, and it looks absolutely amazing. The black magic that has to be done by this crew. Yuya-san was the one behind this one in Japan, along with Mark Mayer. The black magic that has to be done here is absolutely nuts. Just like when I saw the Bumblebee, and I was flabbergasted how they pulled that off to still have that Fluoro Deary design. Jazz, man, looks really good. And Mark recently afterwards, he posted, I think it was yesterday, he posted on his Instagram a whole bunch of amazing images. Man, Mark, like you should be the one that does the box art photos and stuff like that. He really knows how to sell it in. I mean, look at those bottom photos. Like it between showing off like the opening like cockpit and stuff and recreating the opening of More Than Meets the Eye Parts 1. What's up, Aaron? It just looks absolutely amazing.
No matter the cost.
Michael Greiringer became a member. Thank you, Michael, for joining the membership. Ask to your heart content a bunch of questions when we open it up to you guys afterwards. So, yeah, it's looking real good. I mean, me and Jaws D were talking about it off the air. Like, he is so stoked about this. I know it. Jaws D bought 3 of the Bumblebees, and Bumblebee is not even his favorite character. I can't even imagine how many of these Jazzes he's going to buy. It's going to be bananas. He's gonna have an army of these in his basement. It's gonna be crazy. Anyways, guys, pretty hype. I mean, I'm excited about it. I think it looks fantastic. If you're a Canadian, that obviously doesn't have a Target, you like Bumblebee was found in Toys R Us's here in Canada, so chances are it'll probably be the same situation. And regardless if you're Canadian or American, he probably won't be that tough to find either because he will be a solid case of 8. And I remember when Bumblebee was out, and Bumblebee is way more popular than Jazz, and that character really had a lot of freshness to him at the time. I imagine everything's going to be just fine. Like it'll be probably pretty easy to find and stuff like that. We got a YouTube member question from Michael Gringer, and he wants to know: are you getting the Nemesis this year or just the Guardian Titan? Well, I need to see both. I mean, short answer, yes. Even if I don't see them, they'd have to be pretty bad Titan classes to not get them, but I'm definitely going to get both for sure. Are we getting them this year? Like in terms of release, though, here's the thing: the Guardian robot's going to be the next release. I'll get into that in a moment later today because that's actually a little bit part of the news. So we'll get into that. But yeah, let's make this happen. I want to see more of these Cybertronian stuff. Obviously, Wheeljack is probably the one that people are clamoring for next. Maybe revisiting the Seekers and probably giving an even more screen accurate kind of Tetrajet. We'll see what happens. We'll see. And then they could get into the really obscure, do some like Cybertronian Marvel comic book designs or who knows what. There's a lot going on there that they could pull from. But I mean, it looks good. That's like a studio series item. It's so good. So good. And going from great news to kind of news. Um Princeton Phalanx just gifted 5 Minicon memberships. Hey, Princeton, very nice. Whoa, look at that. Look at all those memberships.
Megatron must be
AI
stopped,
AI Dragon
no
Legend got a
matter the
membership.
cost.
Joseph Ritter got a membership. Christopher Rose got a membership. Somkiat Alex Veer got a membership, and Mr. Bumblebot got a membership.
Megatron
Look at that.
must be stopped,
Rock and
no
roll. Thank
matter
you,
the
Princeton
cost.
Phalanx 59 for hooking up a bunch of people. They're just rolling in today. Let's get into some
Megatron
news
must be stopped, no
in
matter the
Funko Pop.
cost.
Yeah, so it looks like they're real. It looks like they started to now show up at Funko Pop collectors' houses, and the
Megatron must
NFT
be
Funko
stopped,
Pops are
no
legitimate.
matter the
Once again,
cost.
Proto Man wants to get the guy on the bottom left there, aka Hot Rod, but I am not going to be spending $200 on a Funko Pop. No, siree. I'm already having a tough time spending
Megatron
$20
must
on a
be
Funko Pop.
stopped, no
$200 is
matter the
out of the question.
cost.
$200 buys me masterpieces. Masterpiece Transformers, amazing third party content, vintage G1 that's all delicious. Why would I be spending $200 on a 1 point of articulation hot rod figure? Uh, like I said, I don't mind getting it cheaper, but not at that price. And the rest of them I can live without. I don't need a Funko Freddy, Bumblebee, or a Gold Optimus or any of that. I can live without it. But I just wanted to point out they are real. They're starting to show up on eBay and stuff. It's a thing. Now let's get into the news. Let's get into the good stuff, the brass tacks, the primary discussion over the past couple of days because it's the big news. Is we recently learned pretty much what our late 2023, early 2024 product's going to be, both on a Hasbro Pulse exclusive side and, of course, on a retail side. So, first, we're going to get into the Pulse stuff, then we'll get into the retail stuff and everything like that. But the one thing I do want to cover, though, first, and it was something that Mark and Evan didn't really talk about in the jazz segment, is literally the day that they announced it just a couple days ago signified the 10th anniversary of our very first Cybertronian jazz figure, which was this guy here. This guy over here came out 10 years ago that day, 2012. Oh, excuse me, 2013. of the Fall of Cybertron line. This was the Cybertron Jazz from the Fall of Cybertron game. So it kind of also commemorates the 10th anniversary of the very first Cybertronian Jazz figure. We got a super chat from JG with no question. JG, ask a question, brother, or even a comment. I'll read it out. So that's another thing too, is that celebrates also the 10th anniversary of that Jazz figure. So they kind of forgot to mention it, which was funny, but that is also a little fun fact, is that Jazz here has a little bit of history with the other one in terms of date. So let's get into the Hasbro Pulse stuff, because we got a lot to cover here. So these all come courtesy of JT Prime 17. These were all found in the Walmart and Target computers, AEN codes and everything like that. We got 2 pages of this to go through. I'm not going to go through it deeply. I did individual segments about these. Go check them out if you want to get the full visual on them and me breaking them down. But the big one right away to mention is Guardian Robot, aka Omega Sentinel. I was about to say Sentinel Maximus. Omega Sentinel, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This guy's going to be going up on pre-order before the end of the month, February 28th to be exact. So stay tuned for that. He will be the next Titan class coming. So that's all I'm going to say really with that one. Take from that what you will. Take it to the news websites, whatever you guys do on your little websites or forums and everything. But that's the next kind of thing going on there with that. Afterwards, we got some other selects items that will be coming, like a TriggerCon Windsweeper. Don't know what the mold is going to be from that one. If I had to take a guess, needle nose, but it could be a brand new tooling of something else. I still feel like we're getting some aerial bots at some point coming down the line. So I think the DNA of that is going to start showing up maybe within the next 6 months. Antagony, I mean, you guys know how I feel about that. Any way you could get a $500 character that has one toy that's a BotCon exclusive, and you could get it for MSRP, and it'll be better than what we already got. You know, it's pretty hype stuff. Let's put it that way. Joseph Ritter with the super chat. Personally, I'm offended when people push their mascots into Transformer merch. Hey, Funko Freddy, we were first. Who was the first company to kind of do that? I want to say the M&Ms. Remember the M&Ms during the Michael Bay movies? They were making M&M Transformers, and they even did like merchandising of that. I think they were the first ones to do that. I could be wrong, but that's the first one that comes to mind. There has to be something else. Let me turn my head here. No, it has to be the M&Ms probably. Probably the M&Ms. I know that like red and yellow, they were like dressed as Optimus and stuff like that. And I have all the packaging of that stuff somewhere. Somewhere. Princeton Phalanx 59 is Hasbro taking care of the thieves. Chieftain had his video removed for SS Snarl. Yes, Princeton, actually. Let's just say what happened to Chieftain was, yeah. Let's just say 2 other individuals are going to be in big trouble over the next couple months. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. Their time is up. They better start actually being entertaining for once instead of just stealing merchandise. But their audience is trash. That's all I'm going to say straight up. I mean, the kind of content that they make and the people that enjoy it and stand by them and fight for them are what do I call morally bankrupt individuals. And I don't want to act like I'm some moral high ground here, but in all honesty, like I hate it when individuals go, I don't care if they steal toys. Well, then give me your home address because I want to steal stuff from your house. I'll be morally bankrupt and then we'll see how you feel. You know? So anyways, their time is up. Let's put it that way. I don't want to get too deep into it. It's been some private conversations that have been happening for a very long time. And now the ball is finally rolling. Let's put it that way. Because what really sucked was, and it really hurt them was when they did their Rise of the Beast reveals from the live stream just last week, most of those items were leaked out by those reviewers and they had them in hand stolen. And the excitement would have been a lot more if not for those reviewers. Let's put it that way. Let's put it that way.
Megatron must be stopped.
But anyways,
No
it is what it
matter the
is for them.
cost.
That's what happens. Once, sooner or later when you play with fire, you're going to get burned. It's just how it is. Anyways, let's get back into this. So we also have a G1 Headmaster. We don't know what the character is going to be for that. We have a Fan Fest item. I gave my opinions on probably what that Fan Fest item will be because it's 4 per case. And if you look how the case assortments work for everyone else here, it's an odd number. When you get something that is 4 per case, it usually is a weird shaped price point. It's not a core, it's not a deluxe, it's not a Voyager, it's not a leader. It's usually some kind of weird item. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And then, of course, we have Medics. That's going to be a Walgreens exclusive. And then we got the Jungle Mission Buzzworthy Bumblebee pack that supposedly is where that Cheetor is going to be in. So those are all the either store exclusive items or like online items that are going to be through Hasbro Pulse. Not much really else we could take away from that, but the Guardian robot is the big one for you guys that have been wondering about what is the next Titan class. Now, that's not saying it's the next Titan class for retail. That's still Legacy Evolution's thing to reveal. But in terms of selects, it is the next thing. Mike Rosen says, I hope the headmaster is horrible. I hope the headmaster is any of those headmaster juniors. That would be really cool. Any of those Master Force guys like horrible would be awesome. Would be really awesome. Mikey Louie says some people just suck. Giggity. Prince of Phoenix 59. Will the information ever come out? I don't know. I must have missed part of the conversation there. Let's see. We're talking to someone else. Black Crow Vengeance #1. What do you think will happen with Rise of the Beasts? Succeeds or fails in the box office? I'm concerned for the future of Transformers after Rise of the Beasts is released. Well, like anything, the success and or failure of anything determines the future of anything. I was literally just watching a documentary about the Super Nintendo mouse. The Super Nintendo had a mouse at one point, and they were saying that if the Super Nintendo mouse was super successful in Japan, they made a bunch of games for it, more specifically in the Japanese region. They would have forced a mouse onto the Super Nintendo and maybe the future of consoles. So just like anything in life, we don't know until it happens, but whatever does happen will steer the ship for the future of the brand. So a super successful Rise of the Beast movie means more Rise of the Beast and Beast related product. A mediocre movie will probably be a mediocre kind of attack afterwards. And an extreme failure, like in the case of, let's say, Snake Eyes, they might take a step back and go, oof, I think we're going to take it easy, cheesy, you know? But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Of course, like I always say, it's hard to make that call when we're still so far removed from it in the summer. Jason wants to know with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Jason. Windsweeper should be interesting because his G1 toy transforms into a Rockwell B1B Lancer, a supersonic strategic bomber. Yeah, I worked on that on the Windsweeper for the Combiner Wars. I worked on that one. I wrote the bio and stuff. I was completely unaware of which plane it is because I, as much as I like planes, I am quite ignorant of all the different designs and everything. I like to learn more about planes, though. I think planes are cool. Thank you for the super chat. Abraham says BBTS has pre-orders for G1 Headmasters at Walmart. Sarah says Makuta is the Maori word for postmark. Yeah, that was part of that video. It was hilarious. You should look that video up. It's pretty funny. Mikey and Louie says, I do hope that the Beasties movie does well, even though I'm not really sold on the designs, but I want more movies. Well, look, sometimes you, like the old saying goes, you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. Sometimes you just got to have like middle of the road stuff before you get really good stuff. I mean, look how great Marvel movies were at one point, but then in the beginning, there was some really bad Marvel movies. And I'm talking like pre 2000s. Like there was a really bad Captain America movie in the 90s. They did what was that? That Generation X made for TV movie. They did a Fantastic Four movie in the 90s that didn't get released publicly, but I think you could find it online. Like anything in life, you got to kind of figure it out sometimes. Sometimes you get one-hit wonders that work out right away, and sometimes you get stuff that's eh. But let's get into the other stuff, and then I'll answer some more questions afterwards. Let's talk about Transformers Uni. So this is our 2024 line. This is the big one. There is a lot to cover here. A lot. Because between what we got going on with the Voyagers and the leaders that we talked about a few weeks ago, to reiterate, the leader class is going to be Tigerhawk, There's going to be a Voyager class Beast Wars Fuser Silverbolt, Thundertron from Transformers Prime, animated Optimus Prime. I know I'm forgetting stuff, but there's going to be, I have an individual segment about it. You could go check that one out. Just type Transformers Uni, Transformers Slag podcast. I pretty much cover the entire retail line for 2024 and what we're potentially going to be getting. Obviously, there's some stuff on this list here that we do not know what it is because it has code names, much like how we had the Energon monster. That was a thing with Legacy Evolution, and it ended up just being the names of other stuff. We don't know what's happening with this. So we have these Rock 1 Core, Rock 1 Deluxe, Rock 2 Deluxe. They're probably going to be somebody, but there's no indication. Everyone's saying Rock Lords. Look, I'd love it if it was Rock Lords. I love GoBots and Machine Robo, but I don't think it's going to be Rock Lords. It would be awesome if it is, though, but I really don't think it is. Aaron Archer says, look at that sexy Megatron. Isn't Thundertron from Prime? Yes, he is. Thundertron is a Transformer Prime concept that you guys worked on, actually, with your Align stuff. He's going to be a Voyager class, supposedly. But let's get into these. So these were the new ones that we learned about just literally 48 hours ago. And we got some core classes. We got a bunch of deluxes. Judging by how many there are here, we're looking at probably wave 1 and maybe wave 1.5 to 2. So we got a core class, Energon Megatron. Again, I broke these down individually with all kinds of images and stuff, making sense of everything. And, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. What? No, Aaron, what's wrong? What's wrong, Aaron? Thundertron isn't from Prime. Yeah, well, his toy was in Transformers Prime. What do you want me to tell you? That's your company. Thundertron's toy was in a Transformer Prime packaging. I'm looking right at it right now. I don't want to take it out of the display, but so take it up with copy. Back in what was it, 2000, 2012? Take it up with them then. Where are we at here? So yeah, Energon Megatron. So that's pretty cool. That could be repainted in a whole bunch of stuff. That'd be pretty hype. Between the Galvatron colors, Shattered Glass colors you could do. I mean, already those, and then the retooling potential. There's a lot of interesting stuff that could be pulled from that could be done. So that's pretty cool. On top of all of that, we got an animated Bumblebee. We got a Tasmanian Kid from Beast Wars Second. We got look at this lineup. I just want to just reiterate. Let's not even name the characters. We got an Energon character, a Beast Wars character, an animated character, a Rescue Bots character, a Cyberverse character, a G1 character, and a G1 Japan, technically. Well, late G1 USA also, but G1 Japan character too. What a great lineup just right there. Just right there, the amount of stuff that's going on, the diversity, the fact that it doesn't placate to just one audience, but every audience is given, given an opportunity to purchase something that's probably from their childhood. So that's pretty cool. More animated stuff. Like, man, there's so much animated stuff coming out. It's nuts. If you're an animated fan, what a great time. The fact that we're getting some Cyberverse characters, at least that's what the assumption is, especially Cyberverse characters that didn't get great toys during Cyberverse's run, which is very important, especially Chromia. Chromia had a tiny turbo changer. And it's, tiny turbo changers are what they are. Let's be real. There's only so much you could do with a tiny turbo changer with that budget. Gears, long overdue after his tease and Kingdom. There's a lot going on. Opening it up to Rescue Bots. I mean, think about this. Think about this, guys. Rescue Bots debuted in 2011, 2012. So Rescue Bots is almost a 10 to 11-year-old brand, actually going on almost 13. And so if you were a kid who was like 6 years old watching Rescue Bots, man, you could practically get booze now in Canada. So there's nostalgia for Rescue Bots. Time passes way too quickly and we're all getting old. Transformers knows how to make everyone feel old. Let me tell you. But yeah, a lot of great stuff here. Very excited about a lot of it. Super chat here from Zach Librand. Hi, do you think we will get a Ruckus remold of either Beachcomber or Sure Shot, Slipstream from Windblade? Any repaint predictions from these leaks? Oh, I got one. How about Bumblebee, animated Bumblebee, and the millions of Bumblebee repaints that exist of that character? Go crack open an Allspark Almanac or something and look how many different versions there is of just that Bumblebee. There's going to be like just as many Seekers there is going to be bumblebees from this mold. That is going to be bananas. So I'll start with that one. Um, the Windblade, I could see them probably maybe doing a slipstream. I think your slipstream kind of suggestion is also stemmed from the fact when Transformers Legends with Sakamoto-san, when they took the slipstream mold and they made excuse me, they took the Windblade mold and they made a slipstream out of it. That was actually pretty decent. It was pretty decent release. So I could kind of see that because we never got a decent slipstream also from Cyberverse, and slipstream was a pretty predominant character, at least initially in the first chapter. I think they didn't call them seasons, they called them chapters, the first chapter of the show. So it'd be pretty cool. I mean, I think all of these are fantastic. As someone, you have to understand, as someone like me, when you've gotten like so many of the same characters over and over, collecting for almost 40 years, it's nice to get stuff that's new and fresh. You know, there's only so many times you could buy an RC figure again, or a Bumblebee figure again, or a Hot Rod figure again, you know, or a Hot Rod figure again, or a Hot Rod figure again, you know, or a Hot Rod figure again. So it's just, it's nice when you have like, you know, a new Chromia, or that's actually a different version, you know, a new Windblade that's a different version, a Sure Shot toy, since the last Sure Shot toy was in 1987, the only other Sure Shot toy. So, and a good way to get you know, some more Target Masters out there now that we saw how they're dealing with Target Masters with Point Blank and stuff, or Blanker. So I'm excited. I'm really curious how, like what those rock ones are. Those could be some real like surprise items too. But we'll see what happens. Thank you, by the way, Zach, for the super chat question. Let's go through some green questions here. Sarah says Swerve is the idol of millions. Where is the new figure? Oh, there'll be a new Swerve figure. The last one we got was that reissue in 2019, so that right away bought them some time for a trademark. There'll be another one for sure. Like I always say, guys, look at the trademarks. I mean, look, the fact that we're getting Gears and a lot of all of those were because those trademarks were up. So it's time to revisit it again. J.R. Mina from the Philippines. Psykill Retool from Rekgar. When? Oh man, I would love that. Mind you, I've been buying all of those action toys, Machine Robo stuff too, so would be cool. Mr. Bumblebot, 11 characters from that one animated Bumblebee mold. Well, there you go. There you go. Exactly, Mr. Bumblebot. 11 characters. I don't want to have to reach over and get the book, but I'm telling you, it's a lot, you know, because there's throttle bots in that they count also. So between the throttle bots, between the Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper repaint retools, and you throw in Wasp there, think about it. We're going to probably get a Wasp out of this. That would actually be the first repaint. I would like to see either Wasp or Cliff Jumper. But man, they are going to milk that Bumblebee like a Seeker Jet. I'm telling you. So get ready for that. Get your wallet ready over the next couple of years. We're not, this is, you know, there's certain molds when you see them and you go, oh, we're going to be seeing you for a very long time. You know, but yeah, pretty hype. Otherwise, what else we got here? Sarah says, I'm just happy that we're going to have more animals. Tasmanian Kid, Tiger Hawk, Silverbolt, and more animated. Don't care about the movie verse. Well, movie verse, it doesn't matter if you don't care because it'll all be in studio series, and that line will always keep trucking. So we're able to keep everybody happy. We don't need to have movie verse stuff in something like Legacy because studio series is a thing. So while Legacy is putting in all of these obscure characters, studio series is going to fill us up. You know, it'll constantly keep us busy. Where are we at here? I want to see animated Lugnut. I think Lugnut is coming. It's just a matter of time. He won the Hall of Fame, so I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Same thing with Lockdown. You know, that's another one that's just a matter of time at this point. Collector Prime says I wasn't even thinking of it, but yeah, Wasp would be so cool. Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. Like that Bumblebee one. I'm telling you, Bumblebee is the guy that people are sleeping on in all of this news. They don't realize just how much. Look at Look at how many repaints and retools were done with that Cliff Jumper Earthrise mold and everything that came from it. The hubcap, the other Bumblebee, I mean, someone did a great photo of all of them. The Shattered Glass one, the Gold Bug one, the Netflix Bumblebee, which then was the Volkswagen Beetle. Like the fact that the amount of retooling and repainting, you don't think they're gonna just milk this guy to death in a world where the two designers are all about the partials and the retools. And the question that I asked, hey, how many heads are on the original tooling? Do you know how many heads are probably on that original tooling that are just sitting on it? He's a tiny guy and he's a deluxe class. So if he's a smaller deluxe, do you know how much space is still on that tooling to put like 5 or 6 different heads? I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's going to be bananas. It's going to be bananas. T-Formers with the super chat. Speaking of Thundertron, I'll just be patiently waiting for Old Man Cheetor. Oh, you want your what was it called there? That Alpha Trizer? Yeah, that was a good toy too, eh? That Bakon one. I think that was the last year of Bakon. Was it the last year? No, it was the second to last year of Bakon. That was a fun toy, also the Alpha Trizer. I like that one. That was a good one too. Uh, Mikey and Louie is the new Beasties movie, part of the Bayverse. Uh, it's soft reboot. We're probably gonna learn more when we see it. Larry's here. What's up, Larry? We also need a new Thunderwing. Yeah, well, Thunderwing. When was the last time that trademark was used? Oh, when was the last time that trademark was used? I have to look into that one. We got a super chat from Collector Prime, very interested in what Mark was so proud of that he was currently working on. Any guesses on what it is? Honestly, I have no idea. He was in the Q&A, he was so adamant that what he's working on is greater than anything he's done up to this point. So it's either like if we didn't reveal the Jazz, I would imagine it would have been something like the Jazz. So either it's a character that's never been done before and is finally getting its first toy, or it's a character that has been done before but hasn't been given a good version, you know? So I hope Mark is saying Botanica. I keep saying Botanica, but that would be something so off the wall. I mean, it would like they haven't done a lot of Beast Machine stuff yet. The closest we have technically, and it's still technical, is our leader Dragon Megatron, but that's also a late Beast Wars character. But you know, there's some crossover there. So it's something where if they do Botanica, that'd be, number one, they want to do female characters. Rock out right there. Number two, it'll be a design that no one has ever done before. And afterwards, hear me out, you do Botanica, and then you go, what do you do with that Botanica mold afterwards? Hear me out. Alpha Q. Because Alpha Q and Botanica have a very similar silhouette. So you could have some really good creativity with that and be able to get two characters out of it. Just think about that one. Um, let's see. Let me answer a few more before we get into the next news part. Tom Mulaney, when they do retool molds for the new characters, do they lose the original mold? No, they don't. It's new tooling. Sometimes when they update a tooling, give an example like the Armada, beasts, which were based off of Transmetals, they went and they changed the tooling, they scraped out stuff. But usually when there's a retool, it's a new tooling completely. Although things today that's done with computers, it's such a different world. Sarah, hey, Joe Hasbro, where is my new Shockwave 4 modes animated legacy leader? I'm pretty sure we're going to see more animated in the future. That is for sure. Abraham, what would come first, a heat wave or hose head? I would I mean, Evan loves his fire trucks, so I don't know what his choice would be. I would want Hosehead first, only because I really like Cab from Master Force, and I like Hosehead. Hosehead was the very first headmaster I ever owned back in the day, so I have a kind of a sentimental value with that too. So between it being a Master Force character indirectly, a Matrix Quest character, which is one of my favorite runs of the Marvel books, being one of my first headmaster toys. So Hosehead just wins out easily. Heatwave's cool. He has some good rescue bot toys, but I want me a Hosehead. Giggity. Ion probably. Here, Aiden Tolbert with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Alden Tolbert. If Waspinator had a smarter brain, he'd be dangerous. He'd be indestructible. I don't think there is a single Transformer character, probably short of Tarantulas, that has gotten so much of a beating and walked away with it, surviving. Waspinator truly has the indestructible spark of Starscream. I wonder if there's a connection there with possession and everything. Makes me wonder. There might be some retcon lore there that Sakamoto should do, if not me. Young Butternut, is that correct? I hope I said it right, Young Butternut. I just don't want him on my chin. Could you probably make a Quintessa out of it too? Yeah, of course. Are you talking about the Alpha Q? Yeah, well, that's why. Like, I feel that like Botanica seems like such a weird design, but I think that there is stuff that you could do from it potentially. Transformatic says Dion. Dion, we're gonna get at some point for sure. We got that. That tiny little core class wheelie that we have. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be coming at some point. We got a gold super chat from 5Max. 5Max, gold super chat. With all the talk of animated, I'd like to see a legacy animated Blackout since the original one was a Japanese only figure and the aftermarket for him is ridiculous. Max 5, let me tell you, and I've told this story before. When I was working with Fun Publication in those last years, I was pushing so much to do an animated box set that was going to be consistent of all the molds that didn't come over here. I talked about, I think, on another podcast even, or another YouTube channel, but it was like the plan was it was going to be like a return. It was going to be an animated prequel box set. So it would be the story of Ultra Magnus, how he became Ultra Magnus when he was Ultra Prime, and we would use the Wingblade Optimus Prime mold, paint it white Ultra Magnus colors, like Ultra Magnus under the armor, and the Wingblade armor would have been colored like his red, white, and blue armor, and it would just clip on and people would get an opportunity to get that mold. Straight up repaint, no new head sculpt, just a straight up repaint. Keep it easy for Boss Fight Studios, who were doing the head sculpts at the time for Fun Publication. Then we would have a deluxe class, what do you call it? Deluxe class Bumblebee, but it would be done with a new head sculpt for the Cliff Jumper and then another new head sculpt for the Wasp. You pick which one would have been the free figure, because when you get the box set, you get a free figure on the side. So either the Wasp would have been the free figure, or the Cliff Jumper, because Cliff Jumper only had an activator. And then of course we were going to take Blackout and we were going to turn it into Whirl and have like be Whirl, the sumo wrestler from the the Ninja Council and everything. So a way for everyone to get those rare Japanese molds. And of course, we're gonna have some fun with the others. We're gonna take the Soundwave mold and do like what do you call it? Like the white Sound Blaster Shattered Glass colors. At the time, Derek was playing with the idea more for Shattered Glass stuff in season 4. So, and again, Shattered Glass was still very much associated with Fun Publication and BotCon at the time. So all pie in the sky, one day hoping we were going to do it, and then of course HasCon happened instead, and that was the end of that. So hey, you got a Headmaster RC out of it, right? Right. Um. How about Ariel? Ariel would be cool too. I would like to see Ariel. That's something you could do that with the Cyberverse Chromia. You could do an Ariel. That'd be fun. Closest thing we got to an Ariel was that original Energon RC, because she was technically Ariel in the Japanese version. Even her head sculpt, if you actually look at it, it's supposed to be Ariel. JC Red Lion with the super chat. If I miss anything, guys, please remind me. I'm trying not to miss the super chat ones that are flying by also. Is there any TF series that Hasbro won't touch except Kissplay? I hope Hasbro touches Kissplay. I love Kissplay. No, anything is possible if the demand and interest is there. Look, Kissplay could happen too. Do the Spark Bots. I mean, look, what's part of Kissplay? Rosanna. I'm pretty sure we'll get a Rosanna cassette at some point. Rosanna's the pink singing Kissplay. I'm not going to go grab the Kissplay manga. Not safe for work, kids. But I mean, I always look up. There's my little Kissplay shrine up there. There's all 3 of them with all of the Spark Bots and everything, all 3 boxes. And I dig me a Kissplay, but I like my waifus. Nothing wrong with that. If I am not allowed to like waifus, then maybe there's something wrong with you. Yeah, maybe you have a problem with tongues shaped like phallic objects, but maybe that's a you problem. Where are we at here? AI Dragon Legend, Dino repaint into Dion repaint into Hotshot. Well, after you get a Dion, then you could do a Hotshot repaint, or you take what you're probably referring to AI, the Legacy Evolution Hotshot and give it the Dion repaint. I wasn't a fan of that one though. I have the original, that orange color scheme and stuff. I think the best part of that, it came with that GoBots Coptor figure. That was probably the coolest thing about it. They repainted Jolt into Coptor. So Sarah says, Strika, more Viacons. Yeah, I would love an updated Strika. We need an updated Strika. The trademark right now with Hasbro is Alpha Strike. So at least there's some kind of version of Strika in terms of a trademark existing. So they do have the trademark for Alpha Strike. So we just need we need to make it happen. And then you said I think you meant the bathrobe for my Dragon Megatron. So yeah, of course. I think that might happen one day. They'll take that leader class and do it. We got a gold super chat for $10 from Joshua Dabs, but Joshua didn't post anything. Oh, there it is, Josh. There it is. Any chance of getting an updated God Jinrai Overlord? You're asking all the Japanese stuff outside of Six Shot. Six Shot will probably happen at some point due to trademarks. Lio Kaiser it's probably happen at some point due to trademarks. God Jinrai Overlord might happen at some point due to trademarks. Diatlas and God Jinrai, those are the tougher ones because they don't have those as registered trademarks with Hasbro. But you never know. I mean, the last time we got a God Jinrai was that box set through the Legends EX, and the same thing with Diatlas. The last one was the big powered box set with Sonic Bomber and Roadfire through the Legends EX. Again, big, expensive Japanese Sakamoto related box sets. Abraham, after the reveal, only 3 of the 84-85 mini bots left. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, we're finally getting those original guys done. And the way I see it is good. Get them done so we can move on and do the weird. Give me some Pretenders. Give me some, Headmaster Juniors. Give me some Action Master characters that never had transformations. Wouldn't it be cool to get like Rollout? Like some of those weird guys that just like we don't even know what they transform into. Like we kind of got like Mainframe, through the arc and stuff, but we never got one really colored like Mainframe. So that would be really cool too. We will see, but I'd love to see more of that. More Micromasters. Give me some upscaled Micromasters. Give them some love, not just in a tiny price point. David Cabal says, "What's up, Slag family? What's up, David Cabal? Always glad to have you here, brother." Sarah, anything is possible. So where's my legacy Beast Machines? You know what? It's gonna happen. If we have rescue bots, if we have Cyberverse, there's gonna be Beast Machines. It's just a matter of time. Beast Machines has had stuff done in the modern era. It didn't sell very well. Like when they did Tankor in Generations, it didn't sell well. That actually shelf warmed a little bit. So I think there's a bit of a fear with some of those Beast Machine stuff. But I always say time heals all wounds. And when a series is so old, even if it wasn't popular back when it first came out, when it's 10 years old, 20 years old, all of a sudden people look at it with nostalgia. Like I'm looking at like even in the Star Wars community, I go through the toy aisle and I see brand new Star Wars toys homaging the Droids cartoon from Star Wars. And that cartoon did not do well. It cost a lot of money and it was dropped very quickly. But yet there's product homaging stuff that were failures when they first came out. So anything is possible. Mikey Louis says, I completely believe Dion became Ultra Magnus. I refuse to believe anything else. I agree with you. I feel Dion is Ultra Magnus. There's too much that says that it is, in my opinion. That's my own fanon, if I had to choose. Mikey Louie also says, Proto, what do you think the next themed movie would be after Beast Wars? If the movie is extremely successful, more Beast Wars. Maybe Transmetals, maybe Transmetal 2s, maybe some back to Cybertron shenanigans with some Beast Machines. If it is not successful, back to the status quo. back to more Optimus Prime and Generation 1 stuff and being slavishly loyal to that. Princeton Phalanx 59 with the super chat for $5 with Hasbro doing layoffs like with the G.I. Joe sculptors. Will they axe someone from the Transformers design team? Probably not. Transformers makes the money. G.I. Joe is more obscure. I don't think they will. They'd sooner probably get rid of some office people than get rid of people from the Transformer team that are really just knocking it out of the park. There's a lot of other lines in Hasbro that are way below Transformers. So someone from Nerf or someone from Play-Doh is going to get kicked out before it's going to be a G.I. Joe not a G.I. Joe, a Transformer sculptor or something. No offense to G.I. Joe. I love me my G.I. Joe, but let's be real. On the tier of sales, Transformers is up here and G.I. Joe is somewhere over here. Especially considering there was a G.I. Joe movie that absolutely bombed at the offices and then clogged up product like crazy in Snake Eyes. So follow the numbers. That's where it is at the end of the day. Timmy K. Poindexter Jr. Esquire the Third Proto. Any special dinner plans for Valentine's Day? Nothing at the moment, to my knowledge. I actually wanted to show you guys this. I picked this up. Okay, so these are Pringles chips, but they're done by Hot Ones, the people who do the crazy hot wings and stuff. So I actually opened the package and just got a whiff, and this stuff is going to kick my ass. I think I made a mistake, but I'm going to be trying these tonight. But I don't want to do it on camera because if these mess me up and I'm not going to be able to talk, like, ugh. So maybe I'll do it towards the end of the segment, the stream today. Maybe I'll have some live. Okay, guys, that's going to be our fun little thing today. We're going to try some hot ones. What is this one? This is the en français. It's in French here. Le canard vert, which in French, within English, it would be the green poison. Oh boy. Alrighty. We'll save that for the end. I hope we do a Galvalio convoy. Oh, for sure, Alice. There's going to do a Galvalio convoy. They're going to do a Galvalio convoy, Flash Lio convoy. The black repaint is coming. They already showed us that one. So that's already going to be 4 right there with that mold, with that tooling. Max5 with the super chat again. Thank you, Max. Since we are getting gears, can we think we will get Polar Claw? I hope we get Polar Claw Max5. I really do. I love Polar Claw. That's like a top 10 non-show Beast Wars character toy. Even go get the original Polar Claw. That's an amazing toy. And if you want to get a panda also, is that because of the Robot Chicken segment where they painted him into a panda to do that? What's the name of the designer at Robot Chicken? I forget his name. I tagged him in my segment about it once. Where are we at here? Mayoral, what's up, Mayoral? With the $5 super chat. Do you believe Hasbro don't do a Transformer X Power Rangers is because Bandai owns the designs? I want my Transformer Daizujin. See you at TFCon. Number one, they could do a crossover. It's just that they don't want to because there's easier ways to make money. Transformer, when they do crossover stuff, it's when those two brands really need each other to push each other up. They're both doing very fine. The Power Ranger stuff with Bandai is doing very well. The Transformer stuff is doing very well. They don't need each other. When one of them's going to be lagging, then they could kind of go in there. And combined with the fact that we have a lot of other licensed crossovers right now with Transformers and a lot of other crossovers right now with Power Rangers, we have the Power Ranger Street Fighter. We had the Power Ranger Ninja Turtles. I think they're doing another one, Power Rangers and Ghostbusters, I think was the rumor I saw. So they're busy with their stuff. You don't need to already mix in Transformers when they got all those other ones they're planning. I think it was Ghostbusters. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I remember hearing something like that. You want your Daizujin Transformer one. We'll see. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it'll happen at some point. We're gonna get Dinobots with Megazord, but we will see. And as for seeing me at TFCon, it might not be happening for LA. LA might not be happening, Toronto for sure, and we'll talk about Orlando in the future. But we'll see what happens with that. There's still time. I don't want to make any promises I can't keep. Transformatics says C. I don't know what that means, but sure, Transformatics. Sarah says, if you want a rare creatures, we need more Transformers Super Lifeform Beast Neo, like Big Convoy and the new Magmatron. It'd be nice to get a new Magmatron. Aaron Archer says, okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Everything, Aaron. Everything. You missed everything. We gave the password, we gave the cure for cancer, and then we gave the lottery number tickets, and then you missed everything. Well, maybe next time. Maybe you'll see it in the replays, Mikey and Louie, it's too bad that I actually liked Snake Eyes. When are we going to get a live action G.I. Joe movie, Transformer movie crossover? It was called the 2007 movie. I always tell people, watch the 2007 movie and go, okay, Josh Duhamel is Duke. Tyrese is Roadblock. That guy who got killed by Scorponok is Tunnel Rat. Forget what his name was. Who else? You could just make it up. That other guy with the glasses, he's Doc. Not Doc, Lifeline. He's Lifeline. You could just fill in the blanks. Michael Bay makes them so military to begin with, those Transformer movies. How are they not already G.I. Joe crossovers? You could just redub it, and you wouldn't miss a beat. It would be exactly the same. Prince of Phalanx 59, I was able to buy today G.I. Joe Python Patrol bats for Target at $11.99. Very good. Amazingly, we still have news we still have to talk about. I still have to do sponsorship, and I still have to talk about stuff that I got in the mail. Man, we got a busy day today. Jeez. Jesus! Where we at? Transformatics, I hope the fine we get Omnibots at some point, complete with the attack gimmick. I would love more Omnibots. Two out of the three trademarks are still with Hasbro, camshaft and downshift. So I wouldn't be surprised. Overdrive's the only one that's lacking. I get 6 tank ores back in college. It's so funny to see Star Wars figures and Marvels piling up in stores. And we are all eating so well with Transformers at this moment. Yeah, Transformers is amazing right now. Look at all the good stuff we're getting. Mikey and Louie, oh my God, I want a Star Trek Enterprise Fort Max crossover. That's from the comics. Black Crow Vengeance #1 Proto, if you don't mind me asking, what among is the top 5 most anticipated toys on your metaphorical list of Transformer toys that you of the stuff that we've seen thus far? I didn't get Metal Hawk yet. I'm waiting for Metal Hawk, so that's probably #1 on there. Probably that Windblade too that they announced. If it is a Cyberverse Windblade, I love Windblade. She's such a cool character. I always want to get more figures of her. What's another good one? The Bumblebee, metaphorically, if we could get a wasp out of it, because where's my wasp in my animated collection? Snarl from Tasmanian Kid from the core class. Maybe we could get a larger one later. That'd be cool. Just to name a few. I need one more, eh? You need 5. What do we got on that list there? What do we got? Let me scroll down for a bit. Antagony. Oh, yeah. That one especially. Hey, who wants to spend $500 on a Bakan toy or $39.99 on a retail product that's going to be significantly better in every way and not as fragile as that original one with the clear plastic? So I'll go for that. So let's get into the last piece of news. I have to do the sponsors and everything. You guys have been really throttling today. It was a real busy week. And then we'll get into the others. 3-hour stream. Let's go. No. I'm not going 3 hours. I once did. God, one of the very first streams I did 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I was burnt out when it was all said and done. I don't know. Some of you guys were there. Remember that one? It was like one of the early streams we did. I was streaming off of the iPad. Like, actually, I was literally, I can't pull it off now because it's pinned. I was streaming off of the old iPad and everything. It was bananas. It was bananas. Absolutely bananas. So first, let's get into the last piece of news, and it's the big one for you guys tomorrow. And it is that of the NFL, the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Actually, I think that's the NFL on NBC. But anyways, the Super Bowl's tomorrow. But more importantly, just before kickoff in the Super Bowl is going to be our new Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer. 30 seconds. Hasbro paid $7 million for this. $7 million. They paid $7 million for this, guys. So it better be good. It better be good. Aaron Archer says, I think I remember that night. You were like all night. Oh, God. Yeah, Aaron. I think it was 3 hours and a half. It was something like that. That was madness. I was just answering anything that was coming at me. I was hopped up on something. I don't know what. But yeah, so guys, again, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Figure that out. Go to Google, figure out what 6:30 Eastern Standard Time is in your time zone. 6:30 Eastern Standard Time is when kickoff happens for the Super Bowl. Porsche says it happens before the kickoff. I'm going to assume within a 30-minute bubble. So at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you better be watching the Super Bowl. You got it? You got it? Good. And super chat who you think's going to win the Super Bowl too. I think it's going to be the Chiefs myself, but that's just my take. Don't eat me up. I'm a 49ers guy, so I don't have a stake in the game. And Aaron likes his Bengals from Cincinnati. So we shall see with that. But keep in mind, guys, so I would suggest tune in 6 o'clock Eastern Time, Super Bowl, and hold on to your balls. Let's put it that way. And if you don't have balls, I don't know, hold on to your boyfriend or girl or whatever's balls. I don't know. Somebody's balls. Hold on to them. Anyways, let's jump into some sponsors. We're going to check out some cool stuff I got in the mail. Maybe Proto Man is going to eat one of these live and ruin the rest of his evening. Oh my God, these are going to be insane. Like I already people have been saying, like, you know, like the Pocky one chip challenge. They did a whole freaking thing of this pretty much. Oh God, what am I doing? I saw it and I was like, let's do this. Let's do this. So first sponsor, Symbiote Studios. Anyone again who saw with Evan and the crew. Evan got the Catnip Bravo shirt. So again, Symbiote Studios, pins, t-shirts, plush, the official Transformers. Not none of that bootleg stuff that you find on Etsy. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Not that garbage that if you go to a con and there's someone that made a handmade one for $50. This is the real deal. These are the real plush, the real pins, and the real t-shirts of Transformers. And of course, restock, new items, glow up, blow up, rock and roll. It's all there. SymbioteStudios.com. We're going to be having the announcements for the 2023 products soon. Let's spam Proto Man with Funkos and do a longer stream. Please don't. Please don't. Just send me that hot rod. Then I'll be grateful. Save me the headache with that one, but not the rest, please. Please no. What is there? Mikey and Willie Proto, you need someone to watch you when you eat that and make sure you don't die. I can handle spice to a degree because back in the day in college, I used to go to, I don't know if you guys have that, and it is a Quebec chain, Cajot Sports, like a sports bar, huge sports bar. I used to get the 911 wings, and I was usually pretty good with them until I wiped my mouth, and then I accidentally did this, and then that ruined my evening. So be careful with that. I'm going to have to remind myself to be careful with that too. All I have is water with me. I didn't bring milk and I didn't bring bread white. Bread white's another trick with spicy food. Probably should have brought some bread white down here, but mind you, I don't have bread white. I have whole grain. Probably works the same way. So we will see with that. But again, Symbiote Studios, plush pins and t-shirts. Get all the other Hasbro related stuff. Yo, man, you got to get those Magic the Gathering pins. That's where it's at, yo. There's a Magic the Gathering event coming up soon here in Montreal, Magic Fest. I'm going to be rocking those pins. I'm going to be rocking those. Symbiote Studio, send me more of those pins. I want more of those pins. I want to have a casting cost across my chest or something. I want to be like a prodigal sorcerer. What is it? Two colorless and one island to tap. Nerd. Anyways, love it. Love it. Good stuff. And of course, And Deceits. What up, And Deceits, you beautiful bastards. Hooking me up like we always do. And Deceits with their stuff. Again, their stuff is on sale right now. They did a late holiday New Year season because they're going to be doing new seats and new designs. So this is the Wave 1 ones that are on sale. And of course, if you use promo code ProtoMan, you get 15% off on top of that sale price. Get yourself an And Deceit. I know, well, I don't know if he wants to be named, actually. Someone in Hasbro staff recently got their And Deceit. So If you look at some video footage of the live streams, you'll see who. But we'll see, we'll see. I think he used my promo code too. But yeah, and Deceits, and of course, the man who's in the chat today, Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Check out our latest segment that we did not too long ago, talking about the history of trans tech and the deep nitty gritty of that. And of course, Aaron just recently did a draw segment, a new live draw segment. If you could go check that one out, where he draws Armada Optimus Prime from scratch. You could go check that out. He talks about the creation of Armada Optimus Prime too. So a nice little delicious segment. And if you want some more Aaron Archer, you also have the Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 1, Black and White Edition, some Unicron Trilogy, and other Transformer designs made by the guy who made it with original art, and then some for $20 at archermonster.com. And of course, if you want to get a little something extra for an extra $15, he'll sketch whatever you want inside that book. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. And that's it for the sponsorship, like I always say. We got a gold super chat from Mark Morales, 1516. Since Menosaur sold well, would Hasbro be willing to go with more obscure with the Japanese combiners like Raiden? The masterpiece is fine, but some people are into budget and can't afford all the bots. I don't think we'll see a Raiden right away. The problem with Raiden is you're asking the American market to swallow 6 trains. I'm a train guy, but I'm a train guy in a Thomas the Tank Engine childhood, those steam engines and stuff like that, maybe the odd diesel. Raiden has like a whole bunch of bullet trains there of Japanese culture, at least 3 of them. So while they might have been able to get away with it when they did JRX, aka Midnight Express, aka Rail Racer, aka Rapid Run. I'm trying to remember the trademarks that they were, because in Japan it was J4, J5, J7. So much easier in car robots. JRX, Chogatai. Um, I mean, it's if they could sell 6 trains in the American market, sure. Japan, it's easy. Selling them 6 trains is like selling sushi to a weeaboo, you know? So it's no problem. But we'll see. I mean, I think it'll be cool. I love trains. Astro Train is my favorite of all the triple changers, you know, including the Autobots. So, I mean, I think again, I stand by it's going to be Superion's going to be the next one. That's my take. I stand by that. There's too many things leaning into that direction. Mikey and Louie, those chairs are awesome. Need a hot rod? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Hey, and the seats. When you make a hot rod, I will give this away. I will give it away as a giveaway, but you have to send me a hot rod. Any hints at the next DBG? DBG. What's DBG? Joshua Dubs, what's DBG? Deck building game? I'm going to assume the deck building game. Is that what we're talking about? The Transformer deck building game, which I have all my deck building game stuff right here. The next one that we worked on is going to be coming soon. Although the next one that's coming out that has Transformer related stuff I didn't work on, which was the GI Joe crossover one. Was it called Ultimate Alliance, Power Alliance, something like that? I had nothing to do with that one. So if the game development on that one sucks, I'm not involved. But the next one that's coming, which is the War for Cybertron, Hot Rod's in that one, so no influence, of course, right? Hot Rod's going to be in that one. We're going to have Slipstream in that one. That's the next one coming, which I believe the release date. Oh, I probably should have remembered that one. I believe the release date is April. Don't quote me on that. You have to check Renegade Games' website. But yeah, that's going to be the next one. And then there's going to be a new RPG book. So that's cool. A bunch of new like supplemental items. Also, like a new screen, new dice, like a lot of cool stuff going on with them. I really love Renegade Games. They're so cool to have me on as a consultant for a lot of that stuff. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's the next 2. That's the next 2. And there's more coming. I can't spoil. But they planned way in advance. The good thing with TCG design is the lead time on it is a lot quicker than uh toy design. It's cardboard, so it's a lot easier, luckily. Where are we at here? Who wouldn't want more Aaron Granola monster? Garganite monster. Someone's doing a small soldiers reference. But yeah. So let's get into what we got. So I got a package in the mail from Wizards of the Coast, but more specifically, Wizards of the Coast licensor Ultra Pro. You probably might have saw a little bit on my Instagram. They sent me a bunch of Transformer related Ultra Pro stuff. Some of the stuff is not Transformer related, but you could put your Transformer stuff in there. So this one was, I was intrigued when they sent me this. This is the Booster Bundle pack display, which is it's an acrylic box where you could put your booster boxes in. But I mean, me, it's like I'm gonna put like G1 Vintage could fit in this. So I showed how big it is. It's actually a lot larger. Like I mean, here's my head, and I have a big head. I'm a big dummy. These are pretty large, so you could probably put a lot of Transformer product mint on card to protect it, or mint in box G1 Vintage. I obviously on Instagram, again, Protoman's Instagram, right there. I put some Pokemon stuff to kind of show how big it is because the Pokemon boxes are really small. So, that they sent me that, and then they sent me a bunch of play mats. Here's the non-Transformer one. So they sent me Urza versus Mishra from the Brothers War. One playmat there, again, Ultra Pro. They sent me, and these are available right now, by the way. They're available as of this week. This is the Birds of Paradise, probably the best one drop creature of vintage magic back in the day from Green, flying and gives you +1. So, Birds of Paradise one, that's a new one too. And here's the Transformer ones. Now, I want to remind you guys the last time Ultra Pro did a Transformers playmat was the Grimlock one during HasCon. Why don't you go check what the secondary market is for that Grimlock playmat today? It'll blow your mind. It's easily $200. So they did some new ones, and these are available today on Ultra Pro's website. You got Optimus Prime, double-sided transforming playmat. So one side is Optimus Prime, the other side is the truck mode, robot mode, double-sided playmat. That's available on their website right now. And of course, you can't have Optimus Prime without Megatron. So those are available right now from Ultra Pro. Thank you, Ultra Pro, for sending me these. I was going to buy them anyways because I remember how that Grimlock was. Where's Larry in the chat? Larry knows how much that mofo goes for now, that Grimlock playmat. So I don't want to give you know financial advice with this one because this is a main retail product that'll be made in much more numbers than the Grimlock. But these will probably, when they are retired, definitely hold their value in some shape or form for sure. Because playmats, when they're gone, they're gone. You know, there's not much of a secondary market for them. And when the ones that do survive that are mint condition go for pretty decent coin. So thank you again, Ultra Pro, for sending me this. That's pretty hype of you. And we're going to do business again more in the future. Tom Laney, would a Transformers miniature game like Warhammer work? What was that company that did miniatures of Transformers stuff? It didn't sell well. They did miniatures of Optimus. I have them in the other room. What company was that? That was WizKid, did it? No? So WizKid did some Ultraman, some Ultra miniatures of Transformer stuff in matte paints. They did 2 waves of it and they didn't sell well. I bought them. I bought them from my local LGS and stuff. They pre-ordered it for me, but I was probably the only people that bought them. And it's there was so much repaint potential too and fun that could be done. The Warhammer world, as popular as it is still kind of niche. It's not like big, big, big. Maybe one day it'll be huge, and then we'll get more Transformer miniatures in the future. I mean, the sad thing is we got more Tactics than we did WizKid miniatures in that Warhammer flavor. So if you want Transformer miniatures, you got to buy a Tactics for now, anyhow. I think it was WizKid. I don't remember what company it was. Not Jada. I'm not talking about the Jada metal figs. I'm talking about the miniatures that were based off of tabletop gaming. There was a company that did those. Mikey and Louie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Jada ones, I actually have them here. The Jada miniatures. Yeah, I know. This is the Wave 1 one. And you can take a guess why I got that one. Who are all these guys? It's all about him. Yeah. But yeah. So, do we try one? How much time we got left? We got half an hour left. Do I ruin the rest of my stream? Do I ruin the rest of my stream with half an hour left? Was it WizKid? Okay, cool. So I was right. I remember they did Optimus, Bumblebee, Starscream, Megatron, Soundwave, RC, Rumble and or Frenzy. Who am I forgetting? There was two others. We need more G1 combiner reissues. Well, some people are saying no. Some people are saying do it. Some people are saying no. Some people look at this conflicting. No, do it. No, go for it. We have half an hour left. This is supposed to be the hottest flavor. It's on the level of the Pocky one chip challenge. I only opened it just to smell it. Oh my god. Oof. Just it's so putrid. These are out recently too. I'm not brought to you by Pringles chips. I'm actually not a big chip eater anymore. It's actually quite unhealthy for you chips, but I figured it'd be fun to bring it on the stream and then have it maybe at the end and then ruin the rest of my evening. I got in the mail from Limited Run Games. I got the Kunio Double Dragon Switch compilation. So I want to play the hell out of that tonight, but I don't want to do it if I'm crying. People are saying just do it, go for it. Those chips look like they're going to be rough. Yeah, well, it's Hot Ones. Anyone who knows what Hot Ones is, that's that YouTube channel that has the celebrities and they eat hot wings that absolutely destroy them. Go check out Hot Ones when they had the Undertaker on there. It was the only guy because I've watched all the Hot Ones episodes. Undertaker and amazingly Will Ferrell were two of the toughest guys that had Hot Ones and destroyed it. Undertaker, obviously, he did it. He didn't even flinch. Will Ferrell, it affected him, but he was also pretty good. He didn't take the milk. He didn't have this and that. Who is another one? Um, what is his name? That actor. Oh my god. No, it wasn't an actor. It was Justin Timberlake was on them too, and him too. Also, he did pretty good. He was complaining the whole time, but he did pretty good also. And then there's some guys they're crying the whole time. So this is supposedly based off of the most spiciest hot ones, hot sauce. So I don't want to know like how much we got. Half an hour left. I don't even know if it's the real Pringle. I haven't had Pringles in years. Oh my god, it stinks just smelling in it. Oof. What dinner are you spoiling with these chips? See, that's the thing. So because I knew I was going to be eating garbage, I bought a frozen pizza of Delicio of the croissant crust. So I figured I was going to be eating double garbage tonight. So that might be what I'm going to be having tonight after this ruins me. Mind you, if I lose taste in my mouth, it's not going to matter. When I used to have 911 hot wings, you could kind of lose the taste. So this is probably going to, and this is for a limited time only. So if you want to join me in this madness, I probably should have brought a better drink. I probably should have brought a soda or something. I don't have soda in my house. Damn, that's what I probably should have done. I should have bought soda. Damn. I have milk upstairs. That would be good too, at least. And then I hope red white is fine. Justin Timberlake's not Canadian. At least I don't think so. I don't think he's Canadian. What flavor are they? So they're the whatever. This is in French though. I think it's poison green is what it obviously it doesn't translate one for one in French. I think it's the poison green that they call it. DJ Khaled. Milk or beer? I don't drink beer, but milk I'm a big drinker of. So I'm looking at it's like right at the top, the whole stack, and I'm just going, how am I going to even have one of these? All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Forget this. Super chats. Super chats make it worth it for me. I have a broken one here. I have to have a whatever. Here we go. Oh my god, it hits right away. Woo! Oh my god, it right away. As I was putting it, oh my god, hold on. As I was putting it in my mouth, already down my throat, it just started stinging. Oh, wow. Wow. What are they doing? Okay. The second I put it in my mouth, it's like all the particles on it just went into my throat. Let's do another one. No pain, no gain. Like the old saying goes from Dusty Roads, hard times make stronger men. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's keep going. Two at one. Oh my God. You know what? When you get past the first one, it's not too bad. Oh, that first one, though, the first one just wrecked the whole back of my throat. Oh, man. Whoo. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. One sec. I need water. Whew. Don't do this at home. Oh my God. I almost touched my eye. Oh my God. I told myself not to do that. No sacrifice, no victory. How green this is. How am I going to finish this? Okay, stop. You're killing yourself. I don't care. I'm a tough mofa. Mm. Oh, yeah. Let's take some questions. We'll do it hot one style. You got to answer some questions while doing this. Water doesn't help, milk does. I should have got milk then. Oh, well. Oh, well. Again, it hits the throat. You know what's crazy? You put it in your mouth before you even chew. Right away, like all the particles just hit the back of your throat and go down your throat, and it just messes up everything. Can you tell I'm hungry? It's not that I'm enjoying it. It doesn't really taste that great, I'll be honest with you. Give me like a barbecue chip or something over it. Woo! How's the flavor? What flavor? I don't taste nothing. I taste pain. Ah, ah. Is my tongue green? Ah, my tongue is green. Look at that. What is in this garbage? What is this made out of? Good Lord. What is in this? Is that going to be the thumbnail? My green tongue? What am I, George the Animal Steel? That's going to be an old reference, old WWF reference. Maybe Funko has Pringle designs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Funko Pringle. I would not be surprised. Mike and Voodoo Proto, are you dying to tell us the TFCon story of watching someone die in an interview? I'm like losing, my eyes are blurring. I can't even read the screen properly. Holy moly. I'm like having trouble reading the screen. Oh my God, there's like the particles from it too. I don't want that to get in my eyes. Oh my God, that's crazy. How many are you planning to eat? Let's try to do half the can. If I could do half the can, I'll be happy. Okay? And I'll even prove it to you. Like I'm going to try to do half the can. I know water doesn't help, but it washes out the throat a little bit. It kind of, because the particles get stuck in your throat, and it's just, why do people pay for this? Why did I pay for this? Black Crow, A Vengeance #1. What will Hasbro make in the future studio series? Sub factions, War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. Yeah, they mentioned they want to do video game stuff. It's making me drool a little bit now. It's ruining. Oh, geez. Well, there goes that chip. I ain't eating that one. That one fell. That's going right in the garbage before it burns a hole through the floor. Um. Ooh. I lost my sight now from seeing Proto's tongue. It completely like turns your tongue green. Next time, maybe you should do the Pocky one chip challenge. Hell no. Hell no. Oh, now my nose is running. Okay. I've done, look, that's half the can. Okay? That's half the can. All right. Yeah, some fell on the side there. That's enough. Woo! That is enough. Oh my God. Let's wash that out. Don't worry about the particles in your eyes. You need to worry about the particles on your face. Ain't that the truth? That's probably destructive stuff. Wow. I've always been okay with spice, but that's crazy. Thank you, Dr. Nerderer, for joining the Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon like Dr. Nerderer, the link it will be in the description in the replay of this segment. Otherwise, it's patreon.com/protoman. I can't even read the screen. Jeez. No, that's shrinkflation. You need to eat more. No, I'm not eating more. I didn't want to suffer for the audience. I just wanted to I just wanted to try it live because I figured if I'm going to suffer, I might as well just share it. They were on sale, and I was like, wouldn't that be cool to buy those? Because you know what's funny? They did another one a while back. It was Pringles Baconator, and I bought that one, and that one was really good. That was like 2 years ago or a year ago or something. I know it's hard to remember with the big V. Ruins my sense of time. How much time we got left? 30. We're only at 37. We still got like 15 or so minutes left. Like 20. Excuse me. We got more than that. 25 minutes left. Wow. Everything was in slow mo, I guess. Well, thanks again, Proto, for another great show, and the rest of us this weekend. Big day tomorrow. Thanks. Take care, Tom. Thank you for stopping by. Ooh, it's fighting in there now. Mikey and Louie till all suffer as one. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Let's get a couple more super chats in before I die today. Ugh. So yeah, so I posted on my Instagram if you saw this thing. So this is $35 American, which is actually not bad for plexi and a box to protect your stuff. So go check how that looks on my Instagram. I posted it there. Pretty crazy stuff there. Princeton Phalanx 59. If you think it's going down bad, just wait till the other end. I hope that's not true. I have Jamaican patties. I grew up in an all black high school and grade school, and Jamaican patties were such a part of my lunchtime, and I would always get the spicy ones, and they would sit well with me. But I was always told with other people that sometimes it doesn't sit well with them with Jamaican patties. So 911 wings always sit well with me, but I've never heard about them really giving people indigestion. Not a big Mexican eater, just because Taco Bell isn't really popular here in Montreal. We have a lot of independents that do a lot better. Shout out to Three Amigos on downtown Montreal. Abraham, who's that? Was something LLL? Is that lingering? I don't know. I'm trying to read the screen and it's like everything's going blurry and then not blurry. Black Crow, Vengeance number one, thank you for answering my question. But just so you know, some of us don't have enough money to become frequent sponsors. No problem. No problem. Look, I always tell people don't spend money you don't have. If you can't be a patron, I've had patrons that tell me they can't be a patron this week or this month or whatever. And I'm cool with that. If you can't afford it, I don't want you spending money you don't have. You got to take care of yourself. Like, the recent like, drama that's been happening with Netflix and stuff. People were hearing about that, how they want to get rid of password sharing and people are getting rid of streaming services and going back to the old Pirate Bay, as I like to call it. Hey man, save yourself money. Too many people I know, like, I always say, like, my parents, when they were growing up, the only bills they had to worry about as adults was the phone bill in the wall, and that was it. Heating, electricity, the basic stuff of living under a roof. Our generation, maybe the phone bill in the wall, if you actually get that, cell phone bill, internet bill, streaming services, and then if you have other services that are also with your video game consoles, try to save your money any way you can. If you're not part of the Patreon, it won't break my heart. It helps. I appreciate it if you do. But if it's something where you don't have the cash, I rather you not spend cash you don't have. Save your money. Yeah. Uh, will there War for Cybertron video game and studio series line? I think there will be. That's what they suggested. The Cybertron Starscream that I keep reading is probably going to be War for Cybertron Starscream. Oh, it's already coming. Whew. War for Cybertron Star, and I think it's a Voyager class that I read online. Prince of Phalanx 59 Proto will be scraping his butt on the lawn like a dog. Probably not. I have a bidet, so I should be good. You can get a bidet nice and cheap now. Attach it to your toilet. Once you've used a bidet, you never want to go back. It's like standard in Japan now. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Where are we at? I'm a little buzzed. I want to open up one of these. I'm gonna open up one of these ones. Let's open up one of these mats from Ultra Pro. This is the Optimus Prime one. Let's take a look. Nice high quality mat. So here we go. Here's Optimus Prime. Got the little Transformer logo and secret layer in the corner there. Ultra Pro. And then on the other side, you got the truck mode. And that's when they were jumping for the Allspark. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bidet. Transformers, transform that toilet and roll out. One shall stand, one shall fall. We got a toilet already with bots burning on the way out. I love how always the end of the stream is always about food, and now it's about my bowel movements. Uh, it is what it is. Let's put this one away. Pretty cool. I like that mat. I don't know if it's gonna change. I have my Jester's cat mat. I'll never change that one. I love my Jester's cat. Been using that one for almost a decade now. Love that playmat. That was an old Ultra Pro playmat from back in the day. Jeez, when did I get that? 2011, something like that. Need more bots. Am I losing my voice? Don't do this at home, kids. If diver and scuba ever happen, core or deluxe, I want it to be a deluxe class, and I want it to come in a special set that comes with Niagara base, the most chill and amazing Transformer playset ever. I did a tweet. I think you have to type like search for on Twitter, search Protoman chill, and then you'll see Niagara base playset running as a working water fountain with water and everything. And it came with Scuba. And Scuba's cool because he's in green as opposed to Spitor, which used him in not Scuba, Diver. Did I say Scuba? Scuba's the Clawjaw. See, I'm already losing it. It's affecting the brain. Do you think we'll get a modern big convoy in Legacy? I think we will. I think we will. Thoughts on Beast Wars Neo toy? Still looks good today. Yeah, man. There's bloody tusks over there. Oh, you can't see them. Yeah. There's bloody tusks over there, and obviously all the Beast Wars stuff is over there because that's all Universe 1.0 from that Archer era of repaints. This is like all the Aaron Archer stuff, actually. It's kind of funny. It's all like starts with Armada, then you got Alternator stuff, Energon, Universe 1.0, Cybertron, 10th anniversary with some Robot Masters. Then you got animated, and you got Titaniums, Transformers Prime with Transformers Go mixed in with Power Core combiners. You know, it's the Archer, and then of course, well, obviously the masterpiece stuff. Aaron pioneered there too. Still kicking around today. Masterpiece is the longest running Transformers subline. Still to this day, still kicking around. Imagine. Yep. We got 15 minutes left. Oh God, why am I rubbing my eye? But something got in there. Oh no. Oh no. I think something got in my eye. We made some bots. Yes, you did, Aaron. And now I'm gonna go blind. What are we doing here? Transformers crossover bidet. Cyber power keys. Bro, you gotta say it. You gotta say it like the Japanese. Ugh. Force chip ignition. That's how you store them. That's how you store them, yo. Got to do it that way. Fast chip ignition. I love them. Here, let's turn the camera. Turn the camera on all of that. It's the Energon stuff. Almost complete run of Energon and Superlink, and then Cybertron stuff. And then you got animated down there, and then above it. I wish the camera was easier to turn and I could show you guys more, but limited by a wire, unfortunately. That's always going to hold us back. One day we're going to do a stream from the gaming room, and that'll be hype. I'm almost done constructing the gaming room. I want to put better lighting in there because I did a test and the lighting's fine, like, like in person, but it was very dark on my face and stuff. And because the screen is going to be on, so that shines a light on my face and then it creates a shadow. So, and I want to also have something that captures the screen at the same time. We're working on something. We need a medic for Proto. No, I'm okay. It was just for a moment. It's just for a moment. JR Mina, what are your thoughts on Action Robo Bike Robo DX? Yeah, I think it looks really good. I like that it comes with those Psykill faces. That's a nice extra touch that they did. That shows, and I think you got that if you ordered directly through their online website. I remember it was like a bonus, like you didn't get it with, like, certain versions of it don't come with it or something. I remember. So, ship ignition. I want Action Robo to make Vanguardian, even though that never was a Machine Robo design. It was a GoBots America. We use it. It's called the MRT, Machine Robo Tonka. But I'd love Vanguard to get an updated design because Vanguard's my favorite GoBot. Always will be my favorite. And then I like Slicks. I like Slicks. I like Fightor, aka Blue Jet. I like who else is cool? Screwhead, aka Drill. Rododrill. Who else is really good? There's so many good ones. You gotta have Scoops. Oh, it's not Scoops, Spoons. God, my brain is just falling apart today. Spoons, the forklift, which we got during the movie era. We got a nice Spoons homage. Black Crow of Vengeance #1. Last question, if not related to Transformer toy releases in the future or bowel movements, what are your top 10 favorite parts of Transformer franchise? Oof, I can't. Top 10 favorite moments? I can't pick that. There's too many. I could name some off the top of my head. Opening of the Matrix, 86 movie. First time Hot Rod transforms, 86 movie, because that blew my mind as a kid. Final battle between Master Galvatron and Galaxy Force Convoy, episode 51 of Transformers Galaxy Force, Japanese version. Audio is a million times better in that one. Final battle between Deathsaurus and Starsaber, episode 36 of Victory. Probably one of the goriest final battles in Transformers with mech fluid blood and everything. Uh, episode 52 of Transformers Armada, aka Mortal Kombat. That's literally the name of the episode. Optimus Prime versus Megatron. All of a sudden, the animation went to the 11s in the last episode. Really good moment, if you want to call it that, too. These are all fights, really, but Death of Starscream and Transformers Armada. I believe the episode was called Clamp, if I remember correctly, when Unicron blasted him and turned him into stardust. That was like a sad scene. Both the American and Japanese version kind of get the same point across. I think that the American version does it slightly better, but only slightly. But they both use the same music, so it works out in the end, luckily. Um, hey, Proto, how deep are your shelves? Very deep, actually. That's the secret that I always say. So to use an example, right? Like these are 3 titanium packaging, right? It's barely 50% of the depth. It keeps going. The shelves, if I had to measure, which I can for you right now, let's measure it right now. I don't want to have to move too far away from the computer, but I believe it's almost 3 feet deep. So it's almost 3 feet deep. Most people's shelving are 3 feet wide. This is 3 feet deep because my father gave a very good piece of advice many years ago is you don't waste a wall. Meaning if you're going to have shelving, make sure they're deep so you can put as many figures as you want. Because if you put short shelving, you just wasted that whole wall. And walls are a premium. You only have 4 walls in a room. So you want deep shelving. Code of Hero. How could I forget Death of Dinobot? Probably one of the best Transformer episodes of all time. You know? Yeah, Beast Wars has tons of great scenes. Uh, Coming of the Fusers, Part 1, that Western scene there. Doon, 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 doon. When they were about to kill all the Maximals. A lot of great scenes. Everything Beast Wars is perfect. Rhinox in the low road. What an epic scene. You know? That's just some of them. Don't forget to hit that like button for his live stream, everyone. Thank you, Mikey and Louie. Transmutate. Transmutate's a fantastic episode. That's an episode that has like multiple layers of like explanation of what's going on there. It talks about having a handicap. It talks about where your place is in the world as having a handicap. It's just really good episode. Really, really good episode. Beast Wars is just anyone I ever meet in this fandom that says Beast Wars is garbage, you need to get your head checked. And I understand everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, but where are you pulling that from? You know, like I'm very curious, like where that's coming from. You know, it's like saying, like sugar isn't sweet. You know, it's like if someone says, "Oh, sugar isn't sweet," I'll be like, "Is there something wrong with your tongue?" I know there's something wrong with my tongue, but definitely now. But it's like it's one of those things where it's like, how could you say that Beast Wars, as a story isn't good? Like that's crazy. That's like madness. Like it if anything, it taught future Transformer series how to write. You know, I mean, yeah, the '86 movie was good, but let's be real about the rest of G1. It was an '80s cartoon done by Sunbow, which has its limitations of how complex it's going to be from a storytelling standpoint outside of episodic storytelling. In all honesty, out of all the stuff, this is a hot take. Out of all the stuff that Sunbow did back in the day, I think G.I. Joe was better written, and even Gem and the Holograms took more risks. Gem and the Holograms talked about infidelity, talked about drugs, it talked about all kinds of crazy stuff. You know, so you know, that's just my take. I mean, look, G1 is still fun, has great designs, fun characters, and everything. But let's not go crazy and say that the original '86 cartoon was some kind of like masterpiece of storytelling in a world where we had the G.I. Joe stuff that was way better written. And we have a cat that's losing their mind. You hear that? No, you don't hear it. Oh well. Mask was very good too. I loved Mask. Mask was another good one. 80s cartoons had it rough because they didn't really have that. They didn't really have that formula yet. When Batman the Animated Series came out in the 90s, like in very early 90s, 91, 92, that changed the game. That just showed every toy companies making toys that then have cartoons, or companies that are just making cartoons, and then they could get a company to license them afterwards to do the toys. But it showed every company, this is how you could tell a story and still make money, and it's a cartoon. Doing something that up to that point you'd only see in Japanese anime in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, where you know you can't even compare what's considered a cartoon over there for a child to the American market. Mikey and Louie, we love Beast War, G1 and Beast Wars, the most of the series of movies. If they ever did a continuation of either of those series, it would be good. We would go insane. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what they were suggesting with Earthspark, but now we don't know anymore what they were suggesting, if it was a sequel or not. Princess Phalix 59, when are we going to have a little Proto Man son? One day, one day, one day we will have a Proto Man son. Don't wish for it though, because I'll probably have less time to do stuff. you know? J.R. Mina 80s cartoons were mostly done to sell toys. Yeah, that's the reality of it. But you know what? Batman the Animated Series was made to sell toys. Hand over fist selling toys. Arctic Attack Batman, Laser Batman, Heat Sink Batman, anti ice Batman. But also was a great show. Beast Wars was made to sell toys. Fantastic show. But that was the 90s, you know? The 80s, yeah, they didn't have that formula yet. They didn't know. They didn't have that cheat sheet that you could tell a deep story and get away with it. That was the Star Wars. That's where Star Wars got to survive, where they were able to be something that could be written for all audiences and sell toys. Like the movies were able to get away with that because they had to be more broad in that 2 hour of a storytelling window. And it's, kind of the same with the Transformer movies today. JR Mina, I think the priority was just to sell toys and not focus on the story. Well, there's always a focus to sell on the story when you're hiring someone, whether it be a David Wise or a Marv Wolfman or whoever to write your episodes. You're still trying to tell a story, but it's just that I think they were too scared to tell a super complex serial kind of story. Where today now it's like some people are willing to take that risk because they know they could still move merch. Like we live in a world where Game of Thrones has action figures. It's not for kids, you know? So that could exist. Um, Mikey and Louie, small vision of Marvel Comics version of Scorponok and Fortress Maximus. Those would be cool. I'd like to have a small Scorponok done to that scale. Abraham, more Batmans than you can shake a fist at. Well, someone in this chat here worked on a lot of them. Say hello, Aaron. Aaron worked on a lot of Batman stuff, a lot of good Batman stuff too. Collector Prime, I miss the cartoons that were made to sell toys. So many good ones from my childhood. It seems like cartoons these days aren't as entertaining. Well, the cartoon market today is broken in a lot of ways, at least in the Western market. Japan still has it together, but the Western market of cartoons now, everything is done so cheap that because like when things are made cheaper and now it's so cheap to make it, there's less risks that have to be taken and they're not as careful. So you could get a lot of really stupid shows that serve no purpose and you'll never hear of ever again. Where back then, when it was a lot more expensive to make cartoons, you made sure it was some good stuff that was also selling merchandise and covering. I call it the Holy Trinity, which is you got to have a cartoon, you got to have a comic book, and you have to have a toy line. And you got to keep doing those three. And so back in the day, even if you were like, let me give a obscure example, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, or King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, or well, this one actually came from a comic book, but Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. You have to have a comic book, you have to have an action figure line, you got to have a cartoon. You know, where today it's like it'll be a cartoon, and if people watch it, whatever. We're not even going to be hired in 5 years, so they just move on. Where are we at? We have 2 minutes left in the stream. I'm going to try to get as many of these in as I can. Prince of Phalanx 59, thanks for the stream, Proto. It was entertaining. Have a good night. Don't let it burn get to you later. No, it's getting better now. It's getting better now. I think swashing it with water, the throat is still messed up, but at least I could talk. Mikey and Willie Proto, what do you think the next crossover will be? I keep saying, what, G.I. Joe? Oh, after G.I. Joe. I keep saying they got to do Knight Rider. They got to do Kit. How do they not do Kit? That doesn't make any sense. They literally, the Knight Rider license is with Playmobil. They recently did it with Hot Wheels. So maybe it's tied in with Mattel. Playmobil is not owned by those big companies. They're owned in Europe. So like clearly you could put that somewhere. Hasbro, come on, it would print money. I think it would sell just as good as the previous two of the Ecto One and the Gigawatt, the Back to the Future DeLorean. So come on, you got to do Kit. JR Mina, thanks for another stream. Thank you, JR Mina, for all the love and support. Like I always say, Abraham, the show merchandise system is what works best. Yep. That's how you create I use the term you create something legendary. That's the term I like to use. You want to create something that 5, 10, 15 years from now, people will remember it. Even if it didn't do well back then. Like, let me give you an example. Again, Cowboys of Moo Mesa or Street Sharks. Like, people didn't really talk about it back then. It was a cartoon, it was a comic book, it was a toy line. They had little tchotchkes and merchandise on the side. But then when it ran its course, no one talked about it ever again. But then 5 years, 10 years from now, people start like, next thing you know, you're seeing T-shirts of it at Walmart. Jossum. Vin Diesel starts talking about it. So you want to be one of those brands that even if you weren't big back then, you were iconic enough that in 5 years people will still remember you. And then next thing you know, Super 7 is doing like a line of you. Like look at again, what do you call it? Silverhawks. Silverhawks did its run, comic book, TV show, toy line, and then that was it. And now look, Silverhawks is back. It is what it is. Anyways, guys, thanks again for coming to the live stream. Just before we go, again, if you want to support the podcast, we got the Patreon down there. If you don't like Patreon, if Patreon isn't your thing, patreon.com/protoman. If you want to join the Patreon, the link will be down there in the replay of this segment after YouTube puts it all together, compresses it enough. That's why the segment, when it ends, it always goes on private for a bit. Goes on private. They encode it to make sure I didn't show my penis or something, and then they upload it for all of you to watch. Save that for another stream. Onlyfans.com/protoman. I don't have an OnlyFans. Someone's gonna register that. I get a feeling. Uh, anyways, if my poo turns green. Actually, your poo only turns green if you have chlorophyll in it, which is a artificial sweetener that's also found in plants. That's the only thing that turns your poo pee. Don't ask green. Don't ask how I know that. Lucky Charms here in Canada have chlorophyll in them, so they're magically delicious. What a way to end. Thank you all for coming this evening. Again, patreon.com/Potoman. Or if you want to hit that join button, be a YouTube member, and be like one of the beautiful green names here today, like Black Crow, like Mikey and Louie, like JR Mina, like Prince and Phalanx 59, like Abraham, like Andy Davis, like Collector Prime. These are the ones I'm seeing right now. There's many others. Or be a Patreon member like T Formers 2002 or Mr. Bumblebot, or trying to see any other Patreon members. Also Mikey and Louie. Anyways, guys, take care. Billy Brigham's another one. Billy's here too. Also, awesomeness. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go play me some Nintendo Switch. Take care of yourselves. Take care of everyone in your family. It's a beautiful world out there. Don't let the negativity of this crazy world. I'm reading in the news today there's UFOs or something. Sure, the world's going crazy. Let's just hope they're Cybertronians from another planet and they're here to protect us, not to destroy us. Take care. I'm out of here. Roll out.